I'm Adrian, the cruise and travel guy. Australia has only two cruise lines that call the country home year-round, including in the winter, and that is Carnival and P&O Australia. Both lines are well-established favourites among a whole range of cruisers, and in particular, they each appeal to families and those seeking good value cruising. If you're curious about which cruise line might be better for you and your family, then stick around as I dive into a comprehensive comparison that should help you make a decision. Although Princess Cruises does technically home port in Australia year-round, during our winter they're typically off on their world cruise, so they're not really a viable cruise option for most of us, and I have excluded them from this comparison. Carnival operates two ships locally, Carnival Splendor and Carnival Luminosa, while P&O Australia offers a fleet of three ships, Pacific Explorer, Pacific Adventure and Pacific Encounter. With 5 ships to choose from, it can be difficult keeping track of the differences. From smallest to largest, P&O's Pacific Explorer is 77,000 gross tons and was built in 1997. Pacific Adventure and Encounter are both 108,000 gross tons and were built in the early 2000s. Carnival Luminosa was launched in 2009 and comes in at about 92,000 gross tons, while Splendor first sailed around 2008 and is the biggest of the 5 at 113,000 gross tons. While those numbers might sound confusing, ultimately Pacific Explorer is the smallest of the bunch, the other 4 are quite similar. Luminosa and Encounter both sail from Brisbane, while Adventure and Splendor both sail from Sydney. Pacific Explorer is the nomad of the group and tends to move around between cities and ports. When it comes to a place to lay your head at night, all 5 ships offer the usual array of interior, ocean view, balcony and suite category cabins. On the whole, Carnival ships offer more spacious standard accommodations, with noticeably larger bathrooms and more spacious feeling cabins. I noticed this immediately when I toured Carnival Splendor for the first time some years ago, and more recently when I sailed on board Carnival Luminosa. P&O's 3 ships all began life with Princess Cruises, and because of those origins, they do offer a noticeably smaller cabin footprint and definitely a tighter bathroom. The standard P&O cabins on the newer Adventure and Encounter offer a walk-in style closet, which takes away from the bedroom and living space. Both cruise lines offer a limited number of interconnecting cabins, which are great for families and groups of friends, while P&O's 3 ships can accommodate up to 5 passengers in a limited number of cabins. The newer Pacific Adventure and Encounter can even cater for up to 8 passengers in their 2-bedroom suites. While all are comfortable spaces to live while you're on board a cruise, I think taking into account the extra floor space of the rooms and in particular the extra spacious bathrooms, the win for this category goes to Carnival. The older ships in Carnival's fleet are well known and borderline notorious for their unique design choices. I won't go into detail, but under the lead of maritime designer Joe Farkas, Carnival ships were previously designed to transport those that travelled in them to far and distant places, clearly not of the Earth's origins, and while for some they're whimsical and fun, for others they're eyesores. I'll leave that judgment up to you. But know that Carnival's newer ships no longer feature such design atrocities as pink zebra-striped donuts on black tiles, so that's a win for everyone. Despite their age, P&O's ships have all undergone extensive remodeling of their public spaces. Design is the very definition of subjectivity, but to my eyes, P&O's more contemporary spaces look and feel a lot more modern and welcoming. With character-filled bars and lounges and intimate restaurants that have been designed to echo their cuisine, P&O is a clear winner for me when it comes to design and onboard ambience. Of course, what good is nice decor when the ship is not fun to be on? Well, when it comes to family-friendly attractions and facilities, both cruise lines offer a great range of options. Carnival is well known for its fun ship vibe, and on Splendor that extends to water slides and 2 water parks, one designed especially for the littlest kids. A giant on-deck movie screen for the famous dive-in movies, as well as an extensive arcade, sports court and mini golf course round out the offering. On Luminosa, the child-friendly facility count is unfortunately lacking. The ship recently transferred to Carnival Cruise Line from its corporate sister Costa Cruises. As a result, the ship lacks the full suite of Carnival's fun features that its sister ships offer. It misses out on slides and water parks, but does offer an arcade and putting green. Both ships offer a single midship pool with a retractable roof and a number of hot tubs. P&O's ships, meanwhile, all offer the twin racing water slides that are complementary to use. In addition, the newer Adventure and Encounter each have an indoor-outdoor family pool zone that is separate from the open-air midship pool. The family pool zone offers a range of deck games like cornhole and foosball. They both also have a sports court. Pacific Explorer, the oldest ship in the fleet, offers a water park and splash zone. All three ships feature a large movie screen. P&O's three ships also offer a range of activities and attractions under the P&O Edge branding. These facilities include the Flying Fox, Walk the Plank, rock climbing, and lots more. There are Edge passes on offer that can be purchased before or during the cruise that provide better value, or you can take advantage of the attractions you want and pay only for those. All three of P&O's ships also offer an arcade. Both P&O and Carnival are well known for their kids club offerings. These are facilities that offer child-friendly activities and minding services while you're doing what you probably want to do, which is relax. Neither cruise line has a limit or cap on the number of kids that can sail on board, but that does mean that registering for kids club should be done as soon as possible to make sure you don't miss out. You really can't make a wrong decision with either cruise line when it comes to their kids clubs. Overall though, with their more consistent approach to offering the same attractions or similar attractions across all three of their ships, P&O is the winner of this category. Let's face it, if you're on a holiday with the family, I'm sure a little part of that, at least more than a little part even, is for you to get some me time in there, or you time, and each of these 5 ships will allow you to do that pretty comfortably. Carnival call it Serenity and P&O call it the Oasis, but whatever the name, you'll have your very own adults-only space with the best views, right at the back of each ship. All include a pool or jacuzzis, a bar of course, and comfortable lounges to while away a sea day. When the sun sets, each ship has a great deal of fun on offer by way of themed evenings like P&O's Bianco Party and Carnival's 80s Night. Plus, there are nightclubs or spaces that convert to one, with DJs playing music into the early morning if that's your jam. I think this category is a solid tie. Cruising is always, at least a little bit, about the food. Having someone else worry about the menu and the cooking is one of the major perks of cruising, and on both P&O and Carnival, you'll be spoiled for choice. Carnival offers a more simplistic approach to main dining, with 1 or 2, in the case of Carnival Splendor, main dining rooms. Depending on the itinerary, these offer complimentary breakfast or brunch and dinner. In addition, Splendor and Luminosa offer the usual buffet with a range of options that changes throughout the cruise. They also feature complimentary poolside dining in the way of burgers, tacos, barbecue, pizza, ice cream, and more. Carnival's main specialty dining venue is Fahrenheit 555, which is available on both ships. The upmarket steakhouse offers delicious starters, mains, sides, and desserts for a per-person cover charge of around $65. P&O, on the other hand, utilizes 3 smaller main dining rooms to provide 3 different menu options: the Pan-Asian Dragon Lady, the Italian Angelo's, and the modern Australian Waterfront. While most items are included, there are a growing number of extra charge items even within the complimentary venues. Each ship also offers a modern take on the buffet called the Pantry. It relies on crew serving passengers from behind counters in a venue that has been designed like a food court. You'll find everything from Asian and Indian to Italian and fish and chips on offer, and it's open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. P&O's complimentary food offering ends there though, with every other venue attracting a surcharge. This includes poolside pizza and burgers to pies and cake in the lobby. While the quality of the extra charge items on P&O is, in my experience, quite high, in comparison to Carnival, the cruise line just doesn't offer the range of included dining options that families in particular will appreciate while traveling. Specialty dining on P&O includes one of my favorite restaurants on any cruise line. Celebrity chef Luke Mangan's aptly named Luke's and Luke's Bar and Grill. Unlike Fahrenheit 555, it offers an a la carte menu instead of a fixed price. Still, the prices are a mere fraction of what you'll pay on land, and I think it's worth the outlay. The cruise line also offers an additional restaurant, P&O Trattoria, with meals at the pizzeria also adopting a la carte pricing. Room service is available on both lines at a surcharge. From a family perspective, I think Carnival wins this round. While I think P&O's association with Luke Mangan is one of the best specialty partnerships on any cruise. I think that overall, from a family point of view, with more included dining options, Carnival is the winner of this category. Each cruise line offers an array of domestic cruise options, as well as longer voyages to New Zealand and the South Pacific, so there's plenty of choice throughout the year on either line that should suit anyone's travel requirements. It's difficult to compare the true cost of a cruise as inclusions do differ. However, looking at the cost of admission for a 9-night South Pacific cruise departing Sydney in July 2024 gives us an idea about the variation in cost between the two cruise lines. Pacific Adventure departs Sydney on July 5th and Carnival Splendor on July 8th, and both ships visit the same 3 island destinations. In both cases, I've priced up a standard balcony cabin for 2 adults and 2 children, using the lowest rate and room category available. On P&O, that pricing comes to $4,316 for a BE category balcony, with the exact room to be assigned by P&O closer to departure. On Carnival, the cost is $5,548 for an 8A category balcony stateroom with cabin assignments available now, and that includes a $100 onboard spending credit. That's an extra $1,232 or $308 per person for the Carnival cruise. Even taking into account the wider variety of complimentary dining on board Carnival, the extra $1,200 outlay would be enough to give anyone pause before making a booking. For this particular cruise, P&O takes the win, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on cost as they do fluctuate throughout the year, especially during sales. It's also worth noting that both cruise lines operate with Australian dollars as their onboard currency. Based on the categories I've discussed in this video, and with a couple of ties mixed into the results as well, P&O comes out ahead with 3 wins against Carnival's 2. Ultimately, the more consistent availability of onboard features across its ships and the upfront cost saving for the specific cruise I looked at in this video gives the win to P&O. Having said that, each cruise line offers something for everyone. If you've sailed on both, let me know in the comments below which is your preferred cruise line, and if you've not sailed on either, let me know based on this video which you would be willing to spend your money with. If you're ready to book a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au, and if you haven't done so already, you can give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guy. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Stay there. Stay.
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. Australia has only 2 cruise lines they call Australia. What? Stick around as I dive into a comprehensive review of each. What? Although Princess Cruises does technically, which isn't really a viable cruise option for most of us, so I've excluded them from the comparison. Why did I take a big deep breath? And you can see those origins in its cabins and accommodations, which are cabins. Both Carnival and P&O offer famously what? Based on the categories I've discussed in this video and a couple of ties mixed into the results, but